Dear Santa, dear gender fluid, benevolent two-spirit symbol of love and light. I can't believe it's time to write you another letter. I always look forward to this time of year because sometimes I feel like you're the only one who listens to me at all. And you're the only thing I believe in without asking for a million sources first. I have Deck the Halls playing in the background right now. And when I heard the line, "Don we now our gay apparel," I ran and put on the gayest apparel I own. This outfit is now my new favorite. It's almost as good as the stunning and brave White House dancers in Jill Biden's new White House Christmas video. You'd love it, I'm sure. I promise to get into my list shortly. My attention span is shorter than a goldfish because I spend all day rotting my brain with TikTok videos and Instagram reels instead of doing anything with my life. Okay, not gonna lie, it's been a tough year. A lot of bad things have happened recently. The economy sucks, mortgage rates are higher than ever, and I can barely make ends meet. But let's keep that between you and me. You and I both know that complaining when Democrats are in charge is a threat to our democracy, and I can't afford to ruin my social credit score. We only have a few years left until Agenda 2030 kicks in, so I have to make sure I qualify for one of those fancy pods Klaus Schwab keeps talking about. Besides, I can just blame everything on Trump. Anyways, let me get started on my wish list and stop wasting any more of your time. Since I was just talking about Trump, my first wish is to see more states remove Trump from their 2024 primary ballots like Colorado just did. Everyone knows that the best way to appear unbiased is to do everything you can to keep your opponent from even being able to compete. Joe got over 81 million votes last time totally without any foul play at all. But instead of assuming that that will happen again, I just want to make sure he won't have any strong challengers. These new Trump versus Biden polls are starting to concern me just a bit. Don't tell anyone I said that though. Second, I would like an advanced copy of the updated Pride flag, maybe with Arabic and some Palestinian flair. I heard they have rooftop welcome ceremonies for LGBT members over there, and that sounds super fun and inclusive. Speaking of inclusivity, you'll be pleased to hear that I'm writing this letter next to my brand new transgender nutcracker. But I have a question. What if my nutcracker doesn't like nuts? Do you think he prefers melons instead? And can my transgender nutcracker still be called a nutcracker if he isn't attracted to men and prefers heteronormative activity? I'd appreciate your input. Whoops, I'm already getting distracted. I know I bounce around a lot. For example, over the past few years, I've done my best to try to be a virology expert, a social justice warrior, a constitutional scholar, and a foreign policy advisor online. I failed miserably like I always do, but I made up for it by screaming loudly at people who disagree, because that's how well-adjusted, mature adults act. You can't blame me for having a short fuse. I've been wearing a mask alone in my car for almost 4 straight years now, and I haven't been able to get very much oxygen to my precious few remaining brain cells. Oh yeah, that leads me to the next thing on my list. Can we please have another pandemic? The last one worked so well, I just want to make sure the 2024 election is free and fair and secure like 2020 was. Plus, I miss feeling powerful and bossing people around who choose not to comply. I'm still so angry at those right-wing terrorists. One of them just destroyed a satanic monument at the Iowa State Capitol. Can you believe that? They're the biggest threat to our democracy. Strike that. Anything I don't like is a threat to our democracy, because our democracy is whatever I feel like it is. And while we're talking about the right, for my fourth request, can you make sure to keep their big social media influencers good and useless? It has been so nice watching their Instagram pages slowly turn into just advertisements and scams over the years. Thank you for helping them realize that solutions aren't nearly as cool as monetizing their pages. For my fifth request this year, I wanted to ask for something for the less fortunate. And by that, I mean black and brown people, of course. As a member of the party that used to wear white robes, I like to pretend I care about them even though I really don't. Can you please make sure each one of them gets everything their hearts desire? Everything they haven't already looted, that is. Thanks. Oh, another thing I'd like this year is a case of Bud Light. It's super cheap now, and I don't understand why. And maybe a grocery bill under $200 per week? The cost of living has become too much for me to keep up with, even though I work 2 jobs. But on the bright side, the White House said that the economy has never been better and job growth has been amazing. So I choose to believe that instead of my own lying eyes. Since I believe in and support whatever I'm told and have no critical thinking skills whatsoever, the next item on my list is a signed copy of Leave the World Behind, the new movie produced by Barack Obama. My favorite part of that movie was the part where the characters were talking about making sure not to trust white people. I totally agree, which is why I trust Joe Biden without question, and why I love Kamala for being married to a white man. The only good white people are the ones who are Democrats. Honestly, I'm even starting to question you. Wearing red is the first sign of white supremacy, and you should maybe consider letting a black man take your place next year. If there's one thing I've learned from my diversity and inclusion training, it's that black people are better than white people, regardless of merit or qualifications. Who knew? But if you really want to take things to the next level, have you given any thought to maybe transitioning to a woman? If you do, you could win so many awards and scholarships and trophies. Just think about it. Maybe you could even win a female scholarship for volleyball, like that high school junior did for the University of Washington. Just a thought. Lastly, could you get me a lifetime supply of Skittles? I don't want to just taste the rainbow. I want to live the rainbow. And could you also give me some more super glue so I can glue my hand to pavement and block traffic while I protest oil and climate change? Thanks. Anyway, I think that about wraps it up for this year. I hope you like the refreshments I set out for you. Since gender doesn't matter, I milked a bull to get some milk, and that's what's in your cup. Hope you like it. It's extra thick and dense, just like me. Merry Christmas. Happy, nondescript, vague, ambiguous holiday greetings that won't offend anyone. Yours truly, Rhett Arted. P.S. Santa baby, you can hurry down my chimney whenever you want, or up my garbage disposal, whatever you prefer.